Okay, hopefully you can hear me. This isn't my typical way of recording things, but hopefully it'll work this time. So what I had done in the first video, which didn't work out that well, is I went to apps.american.edu, and it did not work because I did not have VMware running. And so I tried to Google how to download this, so I typed in VMware. No, I didn't. I typed in VMware Horizon Client Download. And then I went, because I'm a Windows user, I went down to the downloads page and I downloaded it. Okay, so now I'm at that point, and I did the install, and then it said I had to reboot, and that's why I had to stop the video. So now I'm back here. Here is the executable that was used to install the VMware Horizon client on my computer. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to launch VMware Horizon client. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this to the taskbar. I'm going to create, if I didn't have a server, I would type apps.american.edu, but I already have that one, so I could just use the one that was sitting there. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to sign in. It's going to probably ask me for Duo. Apparently you have to erase the dots that are there. That is not very useful. So anyway, just do it, I guess. You should get to a page that looks like this. You have to click to see all. I'm going to assume the first thing you want to use is SPSS, but it's the same process for using any of these applications. Also, if you want to install MATLAB, we'll do that later, but that would be the button to do that. So I want to open that. Now the problem with this is that you also need to be able to mount your actual computer onto these devices, onto these pieces of software. And so I'll check to see if it works. I don't expect it to work, and then I'll show you the other way of starting this. But I don't know why it's taking so long, but there it is. Okay, so file open. The important thing is you look at the various options you have, and you want to see something that looks close to this. It's working. If you look at your various options, it's very confusing because desktop is not your desktop. Downloads is not your downloads. Pictures is not your pictures. None of this makes any sense. For me, the name of my local machine is deets on AU at blah blah blah. If you see something that looks like it might be your local machine, click on it and make sure that it is your real machine. So for example, here's my desktop. Yeah, so I know that I have a videos folder on my actual desktop, and there it is right now. So I want to make sure I am where I think I am. If you think you know where your desktop is, make sure you can see a file that's on your actual desktop to make sure you know where all your directories are actually going. Okay? That's the important thing. Just make sure that that works. So the other thing you can do, let's say you want to try coming in a different way. Now that you've got VMware up and running, you should be able to do this. You should be able to launch from inside VMware and say, aha, from inside VMware, I'll do Stata this time. maybe that doesn't actually make any difference, but it felt like to me it was smoother coming in from the angle of starting the VMware first. And again, from Stata, I want to make sure I have access. See right here, I don't really know what I have access to. But if I drop this down, hopefully it'll come into focus. Let's try this again. This is not encouraging. See, this is not what we should be getting. We should be getting all my options. There we are. Now, okay, now I can see all my files. So if you don't get them right away, poke around at it. Try clicking around until you can find the your actual desktop or your actual computer. See, this desktop doesn't mean it's my real desktop. It's not necessarily, it is my real desktop because there is my videos folder. I know I'm on my real desktop. So just poke around in this software and make sure it works for you. Again, I'm going to try once more. I'm going to do the same thing in SAS to make sure I can see my files on my local desktop. So these windows that are popping up are virtual windows. You're essentially on some kind of virtual machine, but the window itself pops up on your screen. It's sending back a window to your screen, but you have to make sure these machines are talking to each other, otherwise you're not going to be able to save anything. So file, open. Again, I'm not actually opening anything right now. I'm just making sure I can get to where I need to go. Okay, I was able to find my actual desktop, and so I'm happy. Okay, so that's all you need to do to make sure it's working correctly. And when we work with the software, once we get to that point, we'll be following the same kind of directions as in any other environment. Whether we had been using the VCL, which no longer exists, or now we have this apps program, or whatever we have, from here, it should be unfamiliar territory. Hopefully that was helpful to somebody.